Hello, YouTube family. I am back with some of the same delicious tea that I had last night. Um, I am listening to Tea for Two by Ella Fitzgerald. It is not my music. I do not own the rights to it. However, I am a music person. I love music. And so it's a part of my practice of things that I do or whatever. I'm going to eventually bring y'all down a notch before I tell y'all all of that. I am Sierra Casher and I am a speaker, an artist, and a creative coach. And a part of my creative process is reading. Like I read, y'all. Like I read. And right now I am today, I will finish up Lovey Jones, Professional Troublemaker. Great read. It's the Fear Fighter Manual. And listen, I am facing fears all this month, y'all. All this month, I am facing fears. And that is where this YouTube thing comes from. Oh, let me not forget to mention all of what you see in the background are my other friends. So books are my friends, and also paintings are my friends. I paint. I told you I am an artist, and because I'm an artist, this is what I produce. All of these are on my Etsy shop. I can put a link to my Etsy shop. This painting, this black one, that's not on my Etsy shop. That was just me trying something. This painting here, she is not on my Etsy shop either. What's that? This one is not on my Etsy shop because I want to keep her. And this one is not yet complete. My daughter did all of that there. This one is not yet complete, and this is for someone special in my life. And as I navigate some things in my life, you can kind of tell what my paintings are about. We are not here for the paintings. They just so happen to be where I am today. I am not in the bed. It is on Monday, and I am not in my bed. And so, so I am bringing y'all into my creative process today. As the title, I'm not sure if I even put that as the title of the video. I am prepping for a book chat. And because I'm prepping for a book chat, one of the fears that I am facing is inviting people into my process as I create the things that I create. I knew for a fact that I wasn't ready to show people my creative process in the real time of me painting these paintings. And so another aspect of my being, if you will, is me being a avid reader. I love to read. And because I love to read, I have started a book chat. And the book chat is going to be a safe space for women to grow. It's going to be a safe space for women to grow. And let's see. I can show y'all on my phone since I am not technology savvy just yet in this area. And because I have not learned how to show you, I'll pause my music for a second. I have not learned how to show y'all yet. This is the website. You can go to sierracatcher.com and it's the book chat. And yes, that's Miss Michelle Obama in the back, the book Becoming, because that is what my community is about. And in the little thing that you cannot read, it says a community for women to imagine, discover, and express. And then once you click the join button, it will take you to another page to put your name, your email address, how many months you want to invest in yourself, and then you will click I'm in, and it will send me an email to let me know that you want to be a part of the book chat. That is that. That is why, that is a part of the reason why I am here. Like I said, I am finishing the Fear Fighter Manual by Lovey Jones. I am so used to saying Ayanla, which is another book devotional that I am reading as well. So the part that I'm doing today, I'm going to probably bring y'all down to another level so that you can see what it is I'm doing. But I am preparing the things and I am preparing the curriculum for the book chat. Yes, it is a book chat. However, the book chat is an entrance into a bigger community. So the interest door for those who are interested is a community for you to grow. And what I believe that any woman that is, because it is I did not say that. It is a community strictly for women. It is a community strictly for women. I do not feel called to the men. I don't feel called to the men. That is that. This community is strictly for women, and we are going to grow together inside of this community. We're going to imagine the possibilities of who we are and who we would like to become. We're going to discover who we are in the process, because you can imagine and having a beautiful imagination. Short story. This morning I was preparing this set. Actually, I was putting my light up, and I was my daughter paints in here with me as well, and she paints on her own. And so I was preparing everything, and I was moving things out of the way. And in me moving things out of the way, she came in and she's like, "Oh, Mom, do you like my picture?" And I was like, "Yes, I love your picture." And so she was like, "Mama, that's all for my imagination." I am a proud parent. She said that's all from her imagination. I am a proud parent because we talked about this. There's certain things I don't allow her to watch because I told her I am protecting her imagination. I want her to be able to think on her own, which she will, and she does. I want her to be able to imagine all the possibilities for her life, the things that she wants to do, the things that she wants to be, the person that she wants to become. I want her imagination to just run wild, and I don't want her to be limited by the things that she has consumed. And so I'm very careful of what I allow her to watch and things of that nature. And so that was a great, great moment for me. I was so happy because I was like, she said, that's all from my imagination. And as a mom and as an artist, I'm like, yes. And in this, if you know and you're aware of the things that happen right now in our, like, not just in our country, but just worldwide, most people are not thinking for themselves. Most people are not using their imaginations to create things. Most people are stuck in a rut, especially since we've been in a pandemic for like ever now. I don't even want to try to put a timestamp on that, but we've been in a pandemic for a long time, and people got to see what they were really made of. And what I mean is, like, because we did not have a timestamp on things anymore. It was like you're working from home, you're schooling from home, I made this joke somewhere on my podcast, because I also have a podcast called The Journey Back to You with Sierra Casher. Haven't listened, I'll put that in the description as well. I do create a lot of things. And I talk on there and I said, we're homing from home. So you're doing a lot of things from home. And because you're doing a lot of things from home, you kind of get into this space of where you're stuck, or not, you feel stuck, because I don't think anyone is stuck. You feel like you're stuck and you don't know the next step to move forward. And then you didn't have a schedule to tell you go to work at 8 o'clock, because guess what? You can go to work at 7:50 and be the work at 8 o'clock, because the computer is down the hall. The computer is downstairs. You know what I mean? And so because of the time restraints not being in place, because other people weren't telling us what to do, and I say us, but it really doesn't include me, because I am a stay-at-home mom and I make my own schedule. But I want to make the conversation about all of us, because even though I didn't have a time schedule, because I am here with my kids, I still have a time schedule. Like right now, they are watching a movie, and I am so appreciative because I can do this right now. I went for a morning walk this morning with my son. And so I create that into my schedule. But before pandemic hit, some people did not have a schedule. I think I lost my train of thought there. Where was I going? Oh, before pandemic, let's just say you wanted to take morning walks. You have that flexibility now. However, you have to be able to manage your schedule well, to say, I'm going to get up at 7 o'clock to be able to still make it to work at 8. How long does it take me to take a shower? How long does it take me to make breakfast or make a cup of coffee? How long does it take me to read 7 pages of this book that I'm reading? So it's like you have more time, which I think most people wanted from the pandemic, was to have more time. Okay, that's just a little bit into my life before we jump into the book chest. because I'm just still free flowing and y'all are in my process, you will get a lot of that type of stuff where I'm just going on and going on because I started YouTube, and you may hear me say this a couple of times until I get it all out. I started YouTube probably like 2018, and I just started and I stopped and I started and I stopped. And in me facing this fear, I really will be able to be more consistent here. I really want to be able to be more consistent here and share with y'all what it is I have going on in the background and allow y'all to see the process. Allow you to see the process. Um, and if I'm honest, that is very scary for me because I'm an artist. I don't know if I would I was will I know I was not willing to allow people to see when my paintings were in their baby stages. Um and what I mean by that is like being in the room. I consider you in the room with me right now because you're on the camera with me. Somebody is watching. Hello, how are you? I would love to see you in the chat. Maybe I'll say something in there. So I just put something in the chat. That's new for me. Yeah. Why did I choose to do live? I just thought that let's see what comes. Let's see what comes. I said I was gonna have something prepared for you today, and I do have something prepared. And it is da, 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 da. So I in this inside of this little what do you call this envelope here, I had been keeping some papers, and the time has arrived. I stashed these papers away because I wanted to I wanted to basically hold on to I wanted to hold on to them because I was like, for some reason or another, I just knew it wasn't time for me to do these things, that I was not the woman I needed, the woman that these papers needed. I was not her yet. I had not grew into a person who is going to face fear, who is facing her fears. I keep fumbling over my words because a part of this facing the fear, I am speaking it as if it is already done, it is already happening. And so my mind and something in me is out of alignment when it comes to accepting that this is true about myself. And because of that, it's kind of causing me to have those words is and was to be kind of conflicted. So bear with me. And I'm in facing this fear is like people watching me in the process. And so having the trip ups over my words, having the like not scripted out things. And I am aware because I've taken speaker training that I've taken a speaker training that was amazing, that the way that these things come out is through practice. And I wanted to just practice. So this is me practicing. This is just me showing you. And as I continue to do this, you will see it flow a little bit better, is my hope. It will flow a little bit better. And my preparation will be better to, speak on here and share things. Okay. So the thing, because I'm not going to share all of what's in this envelope because I am not, like I said, I am not even ready. I have not seen these things in such a long time. I have not seen some of these things in such a long time. And so I'm going to share. I'm going to share a little bit with you. I am nervous, and I'm like, because once I share this, yeah. Okay, so here we are. These are the problems. Yeah. These are some of my favorite. One of my friends suggested to me. They are kettle corn, sweet and salty popcorners, the crunchy and wholesome popcorn snack. And usually when I am a little nervous, I eat. And so I was like, let me have something just in case. So one second. Mhm. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, so these are the reasons why I'm creating this book chat. And anytime from now that you hear me say community, I'm talking about the book chat. Okay, so this is who I was. And I see now in real time as I was chewing that chip. Just a moment. That was weird. Excuse me. I don't know if that was weird. Okay. So in real time, I see why I am just now talking about this and sharing this because when I read these things, it was me in my process. And what I want to share with you is I'm going to share this. I'm going to share y'all with y'all. I am. Um is that don't judge your process is what I want to share. Don't judge your process. And what I mean is sometimes we okay, so I am growing. Actually, I can grab something. I'll be right back. I think I told y'all on one of the other videos, I am growing some mixed greens right now, and I think they're ready. I'm probably gonna cut some off today. I am growing some mixed greens, and what I'm gonna share is do not judge your process because when you judge your process, you can stunt your growth. What do you mean, Sierra? I am growing mixed greens. Okay, there's soil in here. I watered the soil. First, I planted the seed. So let's go through this process. You are a seed. Let's say you're the seed. I planted seeds into dirt. The dirt represents like being hidden. The dirt can represent let me look at my notes. The dirt can represent being hidden. The dirt can also represent um oh that's one. The dirt can represent being hidden. The dirt can also represent your dirtiness. And what I mean by your dirtiness is that give me just a moment. I am so nervous. Like, wow. And that's probably why I want to have music on as well. Okay. Even in practice. Even in practice. Okay. So the seed would, okay, I'm going to start over. So do not judge your process, okay? And the reason why that is not wise to judge your process is because you are the seed. And what I mean by this is that when I first planted these micro greens, it was a seed, and I am so grateful because I can actually show it to you. I'm hoping that the camera will allow us to see this. But if you look at this brown piece on here, you look at that brown piece there, that is the seed. That is the actual seed. Like if you look into there are brown little pieces of brown that are on the tops of some of these microgreens. And the reason I share that part is because that is where these microgreens started. That is where these microgreens started. And in them starting from that space, you had to be planted, which means you need community. That's my whole thing. I think I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. So you need community. You are a seed, beautiful. You are a seed, which means that you need a community that is thriving, that is growing, that has a mindset to grow, that has tools around you that's going to assist you to grow, that has people who are willing to pour into you when you don't feel like growing. There was nothing that these sprouts could have done to stop their growth. What I mean by this is that you're going to grow. You are going to grow regardless. That is inevitable. You are going to grow. Now, are you going to grow at a fast pace? Are you going to grow at a slow pace? Are you going to grow uh, at your pace? Let's see, fast pace, slow pace. Are you going to be a turtle? Are you going to be a tortoise? Or are you going to be a hare? Are you going to be a tortoise or a rabbit? Are you going to continuously grow? Or are you going to grow and say, hey, this is enough. I'm done growing? Because if you look at these sprouts, we cannot look at this sprout that is here and judge it by the sprouts that are here and say, oh, well, that one just decided not to grow. That's just the growth process of that specific sprout. And so my whole point in sharing this is that you need community. The green one you can't see, but it says self-care, and the top one says boundaries. You need boundaries. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is, okay, I'm just gonna keep going. There's a part of me that wants to like have it all out. And I don't know what it is about putting the camera on and do all of that kind of gets me going, but I'm just gonna keep going. So as a seed, beautiful, you need community, you need boundaries, and you also need to take care of yourself. Yes, the community. All right, so the boundaries for these seeds is this container. These are the parameters in which this can grow. It cannot grow outside of here because I have put it inside of a boundary. And for you, beautiful, you need a boundary to grow. You need not a boundary, you need boundaries. You need parameters around you. You need a safe space of people who love you, who see you, who are positive, who are like-minded, who are growing themselves and have something extra in their cup to pour over into you. Because the process is not easy. It is not easy to look at this woman in the mirror, and it's gonna make sense when I share who I used to be and the places that I've been in my life. It's gonna be beautiful to share at this space in my life. However, I would not have known until I got into community. I am a part of two beautiful communities of women. One of them is all women, and one of them is men and women. And I, for myself, needed a healthy community to thrive. I'll be honest and just go ahead and just take the lid off of this. I have been a part of church communities. And no, I'm not about to butch church communities. I believe that you can be a part of church communities that are thriving, that are beautiful, that are growing. However, you need to be aware of what is going on inside of the environment. Who are you becoming? Sometimes the church can be a hindrance, that not the church, the body of Christ, but the people that are in that environment are super unhealthy, and they don't even know how to guide you into being a better version of yourself. And it's not necessarily, I don't believe that the creator, God, is the person that's unhealthy. It's the people it's some people that can be amongst that group that are unhealthy or do not desire to grow. So they only want you to reach this part. They'll put a ceiling on you. And I only have reached this part in my growth process. So I'm going to put a cap on, which the generation now says they're going to cap you out and say you can only grow this much because this is how much. So if they're not continuously growing, you don't have a new cap to reach. You don't have a new cap to reach. What is that? Girl, a little distracted. I probably paint. Because this is, anyways. They put a new cap on you because they have not grown past this level. But if you are in a group of people who are continuously growing, and everybody, just like these microgreens, are growing at different rates, all of these microgreens, if they could talk, I'm sure they would tell you, I am inspired by the person who is this amount of inches. I'm sure, like, they are in a community. They're in a community. And you have dirt that you're the seed being planted into the dirt. And then I water them. And as I water them, at their pace, they grow. They soak up the water through their roots. And that's another thing. You have to have roots. People think that the growth process started here. No, 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 no. If I was to, and I will, well, it broke off. If I was to show you, it's like hair like. But I have other things I can share. The growth process for these did not start here. There's roots underneath this dirt that started first. And so in order for you to continue to grow, you need to be in a community. You need to be in some parameters where these parameters are your boundaries. And you also need to take care of yourself. Yes, the community is there for you to lean on. However, you have to know you have to be self-aware enough to know yourself. And when you know yourself, you can better care for yourself when the community is not there, because everybody's growing at a different process, growing at a different pace, and everybody's in their own process. I am sharing where I am in my process. This beautiful, brown, vibrant skin was not always. I am in a skin process. This confidence that you see exuded on the video, and me using my hands and me expressing myself and tripping over some of my words has been a process. Me learning how to use this technology and put my stuff on the stand that's not going to go left and right is a process. And the other thing I want to make note of is sometimes people feel as though they can pay for the end result. That's not realistic. That's not you don't. Even these paintings, if I was to put these paintings and give because I actually have one of my paintings is a print, which means there's a duplicate of the process. There has been a duplication of the process, and even that had to go through a process. Even to get a painting into a duplicated print is a process. Photographs go through a process. Before you see what you see, when you get your pictures and you take them to the what do you call it? When you take your pictures to a I forgot what you call that place. When you get your pictures developed, your picture went through a process. Like process. You cannot pay for the process. The world, let's see another way to say that. Society does a really bad job, and let me say this a different way. Society can trick us, influence us to think that the process was just like that. We have microwaves. We have microwaves. We have what do you call it? You have a microwave that you can microwave your water in, and you also have a tea kettle, like a kettle that you put on the stove. The microwave is going to make the water hot. In 30 seconds, you can warm up for my tea. For 30 seconds, I can warm up a cup of water to make some tea. You're going to get the same result, but the result is going to be quicker than the other. And one is going to last longer than the other when you just pay for the result, okay? These paintings will last me years. If I put them in a process and duplicate them, this painting is going to last me years. It is this in its original form, the way that I designed it to be. And it's going to take years for this to not be so anymore. Like it has a sealant on it, and the sealant will keep the painting in this natural form. When you duplicate this and you make it into a print, the prints will last you a long time. However, you don't get the authenticity of the actual painting. You don't get the leisure of touching the painting and feeling the texture of the painting. You don't get the leisure of putting this inside of a frame or taking it off of the canvas and repurposing it into another type of frame. When you have a print, it's different. Let me go back to my other example that I gave. My other example that I gave is about the water. I can warm up water inside of a mug in the inside of the mug in the microwave, and it's going to get hot in 30 seconds. Or I can use a tea kettle, and when I use a tea kettle, guess what can happen? It can take about 15 minutes for the water to get super hot. I'll say 10, maybe not 15, because it's going to be boiling. Like, you don't have to get the water to the boiling point. This water is going to last, the microwave water for 30 seconds is going to probably last me maybe 5 minutes. It's going to keep that temperature for probably 5 minutes. If I use a tea kettle on the stove, which may take me a little longer, maybe 10 minutes for my water to get to boiling hot, first of all, you're not going to be able to drink it when you first get it off the stove. And then second of all, that water is so let's just use this for an example. I am not a scientist, so I don't know these numbers. I'm just throwing them out there. Let's say my water got to 80 degrees at Fahrenheit when I boiled it for 30 seconds. That 80 degrees is going to take probably about 30 seconds, not 30 seconds, probably about a minute to 5 minutes to go from 80 degrees, 60 degrees, 50 degrees, 40 degrees. Like, it's going to just keep going down. And then after about 5 minutes, my water is now lukewarm or cold. If I warm it up on the stove, I love tea. I warm it up on the stove in the kettle. The water may take me about 10 minutes to get to a boiling point. So let's say it got to 120 degrees. I'm not going to be able to drink it right off the bat. I'm not right off the stove. I'm not going to be able to drink it. But as it cools down to about 80 degrees, I probably have like an hour of drinking time before it goes down to all of those temperatures. I share all that to say you need community. And there's a process that can only happen inside of a great, thriving, growing, healthy environment. The healthy, thriving, growing, everybody has a growth mindset inside of this community. And then also they're healthy. And what I mean by healthy is that they're aware of themselves. They are aware of the junk that comes with them. Okay. All right. All right. The next thing I'm going to share is who I was and why I'm creating this community, because I needed community. I did not know this because I did not value connection. I thought that I could grow by myself. And so here is who I was, or the problems that I came with. I had relational problems, both men and women. I did not know how to set up proper boundaries. I had problems with my identity, my individuality. Like, I didn't know who I was, who I wanted to become. And I was not an individual. Like, I didn't think for myself. I was into group thinking. Is either or is okay. However, you have to have a balance, a harmonious thing going on. Like, when people are in a choir and they sing, they don't have a balanced choir. They have a harmonious choir where you have the different altos, sopranos, sax. I'm not sure. Altos and sopranos. You have a harmonious thing going on to where they are, equalizing one another. I did not know that I was limitless. I thought I could only reach here. And once I reach here, something is wrong with me. I need to go back to start at one, and so I can reach here again. Oh, I need to go back. And when I got here, I'm like, man, I'm almost to there. So is it really worth it? Let me just go back to the bottom. So I only had this amount of growth in me. I thought I could only go to here. And reality is there is no limit to your growth. There's no limit. You are limitless. I was paranoid of other people around me. I used to think that when I walked into a room, people were talking about me, and not talking great things about me, that I felt as if, this is so crazy. I felt as if I was like a piece of glass walking into a room, and people were seeing me, and they could see my thoughts. They could see that I thought I had a limit, that I was capped out. they could see that I had relational problems. This is what the paranoia looked like for me. I thought that people could read my thoughts, that there was something going on, that not necessarily read my thoughts literally, but that there was like a bubble over my head and the things that I was thinking was showing, which is in part a little true. And let me say this, like even with my skin, I did not have a good I had low self-esteem. That is what was showing up on my skin. Why do I know this? Because I read. The weight that I was carrying, I was a good weight. I was a good weight, a good healthy weight. And what I didn't know is that I was this weight because I was carrying physical weight. Not just, I was carrying physical weight, mental weight, emotional weight, psychological weight. I was carrying spiritual weight in my body. Why do I know this? Because I read. I did not believe in myself. I was not putting on no camera about to tell y'all nothing about nothing because I did not have self-belief. This is why I am creating this is why I am creating this community, because sometimes people don't know, well, not sometimes, I'll say it this way. We don't know what we don't know. I did not know that my skin problem was because I did not have a great self-image. I did not know that. And when I started to read different books, You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay was one of the books. Did not know that. And when I started to read it, it's been years since I've read that book. But even though I read it and I got the information, so at first I started off I didn't know what I didn't know. And then I was aware of what I didn't know. And then you move, so it's like you move from that unconscious thought to consciously knowing, like, oh, I didn't know this. Now I know. What am I going to do with it? And so you move into consciously doing something about it. It took years because there was so much junk that I got to navigate to even get to the place to where I had the courage to go see someone about my skin. And there's other things rather than skin. There's other things I can say. I didn't know that I was I didn't know who I was until I got around people who knew who they were. So I didn't know that I didn't know who I was. Then I moved to the space of like, which is a weird thing, because when you don't know what you don't know, you don't realize that when you get around people that do know and are self-assured, you can call them cocky. You'll call them, they just all about themselves. Oh, it's just all about them. You will say about them things, and these are things that I have said as well. I'm not saying you. You'll say things like, oh, she full of herself. Oh, she thinks she all that. No, you think I'm all that. But you don't know that you don't have good confidence in yourself. You don't know that you have an unhealthy relationship with yourself. And this is another thing I want to drop here, is that I don't know why I did. I don't know why I did that. Anyways, this is another thing I want to share, is that let's see how I want to say this, because I have been a part of church communities, and I still am a part of the church community. I have recognized that people teach, pastors preach, love others, this is a true statement that I'm about to say. Love others the way you love yourself. The only way you can do that, you who will watch this, who are watching this, is if you love you first. And you know yourself, you are aware of yourself, you are aware who God called you to be, you're aware of your quirks, you're aware of what makes you, the good parts of you, the bad parts of you, the parts of you that are indifferent, the parts of you that you don't even know yet. You could not have told me, not even 6 years ago, that I would get on YouTube and talk about this today. You could not, because I did not have a good self. I did not think that I didn't have confidence enough to even speak. And then put something out into the cyber internet where anybody can share it, where anybody can listen. Anybody that has ever interacted with me could find it. by putting in my name on the World Wide Web, where anyone could say and criticize it, where anyone in the entire universe will have access to it. Because I don't know if you know this, but when you put things out on the web, people think you can delete it and it goes away. That's not true. It's going somewhere into somebody's storage bank. However, you couldn't have paid me because I was so paranoid. I didn't have boundaries. And that's a good thing I can say too. Like, now I'm not going to tell y'all my whole life on this thing. No. Heck no. However, I will share the things within my boundaries that I would like to share. Does that make me inauthentic? No. Does that make me fearful? No. It's called boundaries. And that's something else that goes with knowing yourself. Like, because I know myself, because I know what is safe for me to share, and if someone was to see it on the internet and they wanted to criticize it, and they would be able to go back into files and say, oh, I saw this and Sierra put this out on the internet, because I know that, I'm going to share what I want to share. That if you see this and you watch this and you fumble over it and you're like, oh, I didn't know this about Sierra. Oh, she's sharing da 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 da. I remember when she used to be this person. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. because I am aware that if you pick at anything that I put on the internet, anything that I've shared, it's because I wanted to share. Nobody made me share. And you pick at it if you would choose to, but guess what? I am also aware of who I am. So the things that you would say will really be a reflection of who you are. And this is all of this that I know and all of this that I am aware of is work, like doing the internal work to see who I am, to believe that who I am, to become more confident, and because I read. You don't know what you don't know. Another thing about me is I used to take things personal. This is why I'm creating this community. I know now that that nothing is about me when I interact with the person. It is what I share is about me, and what you share is about you. Or what you perceive of me is actually what you perceive of yourself. How do I know this? Because I read. Because I read. There's other factors into why I know that as well. However, I'm sharing because I read. I didn't know what I didn't know. And then when I started to open up books and it started to show me, oh, this is what you think. Oh, a really great book to help you to see what I'm sharing is Donald Ruiz Jr. Donald Ruiz Jr. He wrote a book, and I shared it in the other video. Come on, man. I actually didn't share this in the other book. It's called The Four Agreements. I've read that book as well, but one I shared was The Mastery of Self. So if you haven't read The Four Agreements, you may want to read that one first and then go into The Mastery of Self. I was fearful of my ability, which is also like I put a limit on myself. I tried to fit in because I didn't know who I was, and that is the reason why I am creating the book chat. I was indecisive. Like, you would ask me something, have a little bit of this still going on. But I was indecisive of what I actually wanted out of life, what I actually wanted for just myself personally. When you would ask me what I wanted to eat, I wasn't sure what my taste buds were like, or like what I actually liked. And so because of that, I was indecisive. Decision making was hard. I did not honor my own plans. Like, I did not do what I said I was going to do. So basically, I was lying to myself. And if you lie to yourself, you will lie to others as well. I was a people pleaser. I was a people pleaser. I did things I did not want to do to please others. So I used to try to please other people. I blamed other people. First of all, the blame would come from, because when you blame other people, you basically have been lying to yourself. That's what that root is there. I didn't have high standards. Like, I didn't have standards that were my own standards. I believe that my standards were established by other people in my community. And I lacked accountability. Right now, I do have accountability. My husband is an amazing accountability partner, and I have 3 friends that hold me accountable. Actually, maybe more than three, but I'm three people are coming to mind as I think about it that hold me accountable. I said I was going to do videos, as I was going to continue to do videos on YouTube, to share this part of me creating this book chat. And last night, my husband was like, "Yeah, you said you was going to do a video." I was so sleepy, and he was like, "Yeah, you said you're going to do a video," and I was like, "Oh, I did." So he doesn't have to say go do a video, because I know this is accountability. Back in the day, you would say, "Oh, you said you was going to do a video." I'm like, "Okay," and I don't feel like it, and I would just go on. I lacked accountability. Now, when people say things or they're reminding me, I took accountability actually as a thing that was like triggering to me. You would try to hold me accountable for something, and I'm like, "Oh, like what?" Like I would act like I didn't know, but I did. And now I have no problem with accountability. Why? Because I have boundaries in place. Why? Because I am healthier, a healthier version of myself. Why? Because I want to take care of myself, and I want to keep my word and say what I say I'm going to do. I will do it. I also am in community with other people who are keeping their word, who are teaching me, and I'm seeing the fruit of them keeping their word. I am seeing them grow into amazing leaders, and people benefit and ripple off of them being in community. Them being in community themselves, and them being held accountable by their people as well. And so this is what you get here. Something else I will share with you. Something else I will share with you. I'm gonna probably cut this off at about an hour. So that's who I used to be. Now I'm gonna share with you who I want to join my community. You want to come in this community, and I would love to have you into the book chat. I can actually share the link with you in the. There's the link to join the book chat. Okay, so the women I would love to be a part of my community are women who enjoy connection, quality, healthy connections, or women who thrive, enjoy, desire. So maybe you don't have healthy connections and you want healthy connections, and maybe you're not sure if your connections are healthy and you want to figure that out. I would love to have you inside the group. If you love a great conversation, if you want quality and not, mhm. if you want to go, if you want to stop going just on the surface level of conversations and you like to go deeper into conversation, you want to know and you want to explore why you think what you think about what you think about, why you have certain patterns in your life, why you grew up the way that you grew up. I can't answer that, but we can definitely start to read some books that will show you other people's lives who realize, this is how I grew up, and these are the reasons why I do the things that I do. Okay. She values her peace. I would love to have you if you value peace. I would love to have you if you enjoy hot beverages. that is funny to me. But I love me some tea, and I have a friend who has a subscription box, and it includes hot beverages. There's tea, there's coffee, there's like tea, coffee. I'm not sure the other one. It's not coming to mind. But I would love to have you because I'm going to incorporate that into our book chat. I would love to have you if you've ever been in a space where people perceive that you got it all going on, or that you got it all together, or that everything in your life is just la 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 la. If that's just the perception that people have had of you, but you know internally that I am hurting. Something is happening inside of me that I don't even know really what to do with, or I want to share these secrets, or I want to share these things with other people, other women that I can trust. I want to rebuild trust, not only in myself, but in other women. I want to be in a community amongst other women who see me. And not only they see me, they can encourage me to keep growing into the woman that I'm becoming. I would love to have, oh, I said that one already. I would love to have you if you know that accountability is something that you struggle with. If you know that accountability is something that you struggle with and you're like, I'm not really sure about this accountability thing. I would love to have you if that is a part. I would love to have you if you struggle to be yourself. If you struggle to be who you truly are. These glasses, this is me. This bald head is me. These locks at the top, this skin, this is me. This sweater that I wear almost all the time, this is me. These pink nails, this is me. My art, this is me. These quirky earrings, this is me. The way I'm speaking, this is me. Like these eyebrows that you can barely see, this is me. None of this is me. No makeup, nothing. I got some what do you call that stuff? Some vitamin E serum on my face and some what is the other one? Sunscreen. That's all I got on my face. That is it. This is me. These ashy lips. This is me. This is me. I'm not being influenced by anyone else. I'm not being influenced by anything else but me. I was like, the reason that I cut my hair has nothing to do with fashion or any of the sort. There's something else, and I will not share that on YouTube. But this is me. This is like if I cut all of this hair off and I'm bald, I can still deal with that. I can still be that. And so if you ever struggle to be yourself, your truest self, who you know you really are, who you know that you really are, and I want to share this too, is who God designed you to be. This is who God designed me to be. Other people who see me and they're like, oh, she bald-headed. She's a rebel, or she's a this, or she whatever they may come up with. They're not my people, and that is okay. But then other people who be like, girl, you are bold, you are authentic, you are fierce with their haircut, and I love it. That's my person. That's my person. People who be like, oh, she don't even wear glasses in real life. These are just for her to look cute or whatever. That's my person. And what I'm saying, why I say that is because everybody is not for you. Everybody is not who you are called to. But the people who resonate, or the people who can get with it, those are your people. Those are your people. Those are your people. So if you struggle to be who you really are, you're in the right place. You're watching the right video. I would love to have you in the book chat. I would love to. And I will also make it to where if you want to ask questions about it, then you can. I'll make a link today to like we can jump on a call and actually talk about it and see where you are if you would like to be a part. I would love to have you if you would like to have a more positive mindset about yourself. I would love to have you if you want a more positive mindset about your self-image, about the way that you think, about the way that you look, about the way that you show up. I would love to have you if you want to become better at looking at yourself the way that God designed you. I would love to have you if your past is something that chases you or haunts you, I should say. If you're like, man, sometimes I just don't know how to just show up as myself because of my past. And more than likely, it's just your thoughts that are causing you to see yourself as who you used to be instead of see yourself as who you really are. I would love to have you if you're scared that you don't fit in anywhere. Like if you're like, man, I'm that weird, quirky girl that nobody really gets. And so I hide parts of myself because I'm not sure how I'm not, sure how I'll fit in anywhere. This is so funny to me because I wrote this years ago, y'all, years ago. And now I'm just going back to this piece of paper. Okay. And the last few things are like your desire. Maybe these are some of your desired outcomes because these were mine. You want a peace of mind. You want to have to set healthy boundaries. You want to learn how to trust in yourself. You want to learn how to believe in yourself. You want to have better relationships with men and women. You want stability in your life. You want stability, meaning that you don't have to be this person in this group and this person in this group. Yes, you want stability in your life. You care about your words. You care about what others think at a certain level. You care about how you're viewed by other people. Like you care about your self-image, and your well-being. You care about your reputation. You care about your religion and how religion is very, very subjective here, but you have a person that you believe in. Like you have you believe in God, you believe in Buddha, whatever it is that you believe, because it's all welcomed here, which is kind of something new for me to even say. But for someone to even have a discipline to believe in a God, that's a whole different level of growth. Now, whether we believe in the same God or not, that's not between me and you. That's between you and your God. And my hope is that you will watch me in my life and the things that I am growing in and who I'm becoming. And you're like, oh, who is it? If you ask me, I'm going to tell you. If you ask me, I am going to tell you with a lot of joy. With a lot of joy. However, if you just watch me, guess what? It's okay. It's okay. And a whole different talk for another day. If you care about your peace and your dreams, and the way that you view the world may be through these eyes, that everyone has a story of where they came from, but they have the power to change where they are going. So basically you have the power to change who you become. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes, yes. That felt really, really good to get through. I am super excited about having you if you would like to join the book chat. I am super excited about sharing more here. I've shared here today. So I have done my accountability so I can watch a movie that I want to watch today and have some lunch with my kiddos. This is my task for today. And I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow. I love you. Tomorrow's a day away. Have an amazing day. Like I said, I'm going to put a link to where if you want to contact, I'll put my email. So if you want to contact me and you want to talk about the book chat, DABOOKCHAT. If you want to talk about it and you want to know more about what it is that I'm doing, how are you an artist, a creative coach, and a speaker here? What is it that entails? I'm not going to tell you my whole life in that area, but I will share with you how through joining the book chat, you will see how I have become the woman that I am. And I will share more with you because everybody's journey is different. So you will not do the same things that I do, but I know that everybody should read. I believe that every single person in this entire world should be reading a book today. Because even if you think you've arrived, you haven't. There's a blind spot. You probably need to read a book about something that you don't believe in. If you're a Christian, you need to read a book about Buddhism. If you are heterosexual, you can read a book about people who are homosexual. If you are a person who is left-sided, and I don't even really know what these words mean. If you're a person who's on the left side of political views, you should read something about people on the right side. Yes, I am here for it. That is how we become more relatable to people. And the idea is not to become more relatable. The idea is to become well-rounded so that you do not judge or have prejudice against other people who do not believe the same things that you believe, who do not do things the same way that you do them. And just because we do things differently doesn't mean that one of us is wrong. I'm just saying. Don't know where that tangent came from, but that is that. Have an amazing day. I will be back here tomorrow. And tomorrow, I will go into a little bit of my style for the book chat and like how I will be presenting things and of that nature inside the book chat. And then whatever else that downloads for me during my morning walk. So have an amazing day. I'm really out this time, y'all.